Hi, my name is Paige Carlotti, and my mentee is Dalya Cordeiro. If I'm being honest, sometimes I worry that Dalya isn't getting as much out of this program with me as she'd hoped. She is such a gifted young writer that I feel unequipped to edit her work at times. I genuinely struggle to critique her writing and just find myself saying, wow, and that's awesome. And I have nothing to add after that, after each editing session. You'll see what I mean. Dolly and I were first paired together last year, and we haven't stopped laughing since. This will be our last year together, though, as she will be graduating from the Academy of American Studies in June and heading to college to study political science in the fall, while I'll be starting business school at Columbia University in the summer. We're so grateful that this organization brought us together and know that our time at Girls Right Now is just the first chapter.
Paige and I have been a team for 2 years now, and it's both delightful and insane to me that we went from quiet introductions with the third-party buffer to commenting on each other's stories on Instagram. It was with Paige's steadfast support that I managed to complete my piece for tonight, a very raw, emotional personal narrative about my experience returning to my home country, Brazil, and the feelings my old house evoked within me at the time of my arrival. This is You Have Been Here Before. This place reeks of me. That's not a bad thing, no. But everywhere I turn, there is evidence I've existed here before, that I've lived and breathed this house just as much as its current inhabitants. Every piece of furniture has a picture frame, my own youthful face staring back at me from every corner. And yet, I ghost my fingers along our old DVD players and they come back stained with dust. I draw the curtains open and they shriek against their support bar. Windows we used to throw open every day are rusted shut, dirty with disuse. Rooms we used to frequent smell stale, covered with boxes and old knickknacks no one has the time or patience or desire to unearth. This house has aged with me. While I was away, they painted the walls gray, and it's so antithetical to their previous comforting sunflower yellow that I feel queasy just looking at them. The dogs in the backyard have their fur streaked with white, and they snarl at me menacingly as though I didn't help nurse them back to health when we pick them up off the side of the street. My old bedroom has no traces of me left within it, every inch covered in thick, choking layers of age. Perhaps most painfully of all, the bright pink dahlias we used to grow in the front garden, forming an elegant circle around the light post, have long been uprooted and replaced by yellow orchids. Beautiful, but devoid of character, of significance. It's disorienting, certainly. Upsetting, of course, though that's blanketed with resignation. 5 years is a long time, I remind myself, and let that reality wash over me as many times as I need it. A very, very long time. Long enough to move on, but not enough to forget. My own eyes smile at me from my mother's lap. I think I was 5 in that picture, maybe 6. And they'll always be there, immortalized. That moment in time, some Christmas in my youth, belongs more to my family than to me. It belongs here, on their high shelves in their huge house with too many rooms left vacant. All of these moments do, actually. Although it's me in them, they were never mine to keep. They don't belong in cold winters nestled among skyscrapers and flashing billboards and bustling crowds. They don't belong in long distances, wide and sprawling, reflecting an emotional detachment that grew from necessity, not preference. No, these moments belong here, in the warm and quiet and familiar. They belong with family, with old furniture and older houses, with unused fireplaces and dangling chandeliers, with 5 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms, with 2 dogs and 2 cats, with a sense of loss and aching bitterness, so powerful that only barely saves itself when cut through with aching longing and ancient love. These moments are not mine, not anymore. Not really, not ever. I am both inside and outside, both beheld and beholder, cursed to touch but not to grasp, not to bring close and squeeze tight and breathe in, inhale so deep as to swallow it down and keep it. I clutch at picture frames and feel the memories slip away like water, feel them running along the earth of my brain and eroding, so quiet and gentle you'd think them benign. I try sometimes to hold them, but all they do is trickle down faster, delighted at my inability to live within them, to absorb them, to feel anything other than clenched teeth and unshed tears. Walking away is necessary defeat, perhaps even welcome. What a relief, to brush away regrets like cobwebs, to shake them like half-remembered dreams. And yet, My fingers quake along the edges of a memory, and I try hard to keep it still. Thank you for listening.